Hey everybody, welcome back. In today's video, I want to have a look at Cardano. But before I do, I first want to thank today's sponsor, FairDesk. FairDesk is an exchange where you can go to trade your crypto at super low fees. FairDesk also allows for copy trading, so by clicking the link in the description, you can sign up and follow my trades live. But hurry, because there's only 50 people that can follow my trades live. And with no KYC required, there really is no reason not to head over there now and sign up using the link in the description. It's super easy. You literally just make an account and boom, deposit some crypto, you're trading. So thanks again to FairDesk, and back to the video. Today we're back with another video on ADA. Now it's been a month since my last video on Cardano, so I thought, why not now? Perfect sort of time frame. My goal is to sort of do monthly checkups on altcoins to see where they are, and this has lined up perfectly. So zooming in, we can see that ADA has been flirting with this 26 cent level all day. It's kind of been wicking above, kind of getting rejected at this 26.5 cent level and then coming back down. We can see now that we're on exactly 26 cents, but this has been, going up 1/10 of a cent and below 1/10 of a cent, every 10 minutes. So it's kind of a pivotal point here, and it actually lines up with a sort of important key level. If we zoom out, I know there's a lot of lines here, but I'll explain them all later. We can see ADA's sort of this 6 cent level is actually pretty important. It's been kind of a buffet before a serious capitulation level, and this green one has been sort of the final front. So we can see that we broke down below here before, and we got bounced off this 24 cent level and came up, sort of had our rally at the beginning of the year, got saved. And then this is a very wishful thinking head and shoulders pattern, by the way. I wouldn't put any weight into this, but we obviously got support, bounced off of this, came back down, bounced off of this initial 26 cent line instead of the 24 this time, and now we've come back down. We've slowly wiggled our way below the 26 cent level, and then we've bounced off the 24 cent level twice, but we've been keeping this pressure on the 24 cents. And we've been spending much more time below than here in this range, which is sort of where we're floating around now. Zooming out again, we can see this sort of downward trend that I drew. Now again, this is something ADA's been in for about over a year and a few months, 4 months sort of time frame. It hasn't managed to break out of it, but obviously we can see we've tested it a few times and ultimately been rejected. Now I don't want to focus too much on Cardano's dollar pair today. There's much more value I think we can get out of the Bitcoin one. But before I move on, looking at the current price action, my personal opinion, I don't think we spend much more time above this 26 cent level, just because of the general bearish macro outlooks. Again, we have this dodgy head and shoulders pattern, but usually after a head and shoulders you have very poor price action, usually. Also with the general downward macro trend in the middle of a bear run, and also the fact that we haven't managed to break above this support significantly yet. Now I know it's only today that we've reached this level, so we have to give it a few days to see what happens, but I don't think we will, and if we do, I think it will be a fake out and we'll come back down. Now I'm not saying we break below this level anytime soon, but I do think we'll spend time below this 26 cent level is what I'm saying. Now looking at the Bitcoin Cardano pair, I've updated this chart a little bit since we last looked at it in our video over a month ago. You see there's a few things here. Obviously we had these lines before that just show the range that Cardano operates in, from 500 sats to 6,000 sats. And you can see currently we're at where this red line is, which is marking 1,000 sats. And we can see we broke down at this level before and sort of went into our deep value range here, which was below 1,000 sats on its Bitcoin pair. It didn't go much lower than that. It went down to the 5,000 sat level, tiny little bit below, but ultimately that was your best time to move Bitcoin into Cardano. And you can see now that we're at a similar time frame. Now there's two arguments that I want to sort of present here. One is that we are here in the Bitcoin cycle. And this is ultimately because we've had these initial 2 wicks down. If we zoom in, we can see that these 2 initial drops down below look very similar to these 2 here, and they're also going on for a similar amount of time. We can see if we measure from here to roughly here, it's about 100 days, give or take. I think it's actually a little bit more. I think I made an error with that. About 105 days, give or take. And if we come down here, again, it's about 114 days, so a very similar time frame. We also have this sort of initial drop that we drop, we get rejected, have a bit of a rally, and then we slowly capitulate down below. And then that's what we've done at the moment. We're currently slowly capitulated down below. And if it plays out the same, we could see a rally here, and ultimately a rally up to a good Satoshi price, considering the time frame, of somewhere around 2,000 cents. Not cents, sorry, Satoshi. But I also want to present this other argument to you, that we are currently somewhere around here. And the reason I sort of want to show this one off as well, because there's good cases for both, is mainly to do with time frame, but also just generally where we are. We've hit this line, and we've gone below it currently, and we've stayed below it, not significantly for a long period of time, but we have stayed below it for about a month now. We are in the 2019 of last cycle, and what I mean by that, in the 4-year cycle, we are the year before the Bitcoin halving, and this was 2019 in the last 4-year cycle, and this is 2023 in this current Bitcoin cycle. And we can see that we broke down below here in mid 2019. Now we are currently towards the later stage of our 2023, we can see, but when we actually broke down below, if you want to actually see where we initially went down, it was in the middle of 2019. And yeah, we had a rally up, we sort of maybe put in a fake out, but we've ultimately come back down below this line, and we may not have gone back down below spectacularly like we did here, but we still have gone down below this line and ultimately stayed below it, or are now still down below this line. I also want to just show this quickly here. This is the sort of time we spend below the 0.5 level between this range, which is 3,250 sats. 6,000 sats to 500 sats, the midpoint is 3,250 sats. We spend about 3 years, I think it was 1,100 days below the midline. And then we have, roughly a year of being above this line on the Bitcoin bear. And this sort of shows where alt season sort of has its time. We can see that we are currently, if we are to hold up in a similar way, we've still got over a year of time below this line. In fact, we've got a year, 120 days, give or take. In fact, exactly, but things never play out the exact same. But we do have a year of this time. When we went below here, back in June, it was over 2 years. No, sorry, not over 2 years. Under 2 years before we finally broke out. Say a year and a half, we'll go for, ease of use. If we go a year and a half forward now, it brings us to bang on 2025, 575 days, give or take, from when we drop down below. Can we drop down below to this level in the next year and a half? And if you believe we can, you should not put your money into Cardano, you should put it into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin will be able to buy you more Cardano when we go down into these levels. If you don't believe that at any point we'll spend any amount of time at this level, or even say 600 or 700, you shouldn't put your money into Bitcoin. You should put it into Cardano, because you believe that Bitcoin will not be able to outperform Cardano relative to their dollar pair, which is what we, sort of relatively base everything off. So it's kind of your decision. Me personally, I do think it will return to this level. And if you give Cardano a year and a half to bleed just a tiny bit more on its Bitcoin pair. I mean, from now, that's a 40% drop from where we are currently. But, you know, Cardano has been doing 40% drops all the way down, you know, like a 33, you know, a 40 drop here, you know, 40 drop here. Let's even have a look at this most recent one, which is a 30% drop. Another 40% over a year and a half is not unlikely at all. And these big sort of plummets, these guys took place over 2 months. 2 months for a 40% drop here. Could we see that happen? Sure. And I ultimately do think when we get down to this level, it will be from a big drop like we've seen before. I don't think we'll slowly sort of wind up at this 500 Satoshi level. I think we'll have another significant drop, and then we'll go sideways on this level for a while, sort of cementing it as the cycle bottom. But we are lucky with Cardano because we do have enough data to have pulled at least one cycle, and this is exactly how it's gone the previous one. We almost have enough for two currently where we are, but not quite. So I think you can, for me anyway, I feel like I can make a safe bet that Cardano is going to go down on its Bitcoin pair. Now, whether that translates to going down on its USD pair, you know, I can't say for certain. Macro-wise, we still are downward trending. Again, it's whether we break above this 26 cent level. We could, in the short term, we could rally up to the 30 cent range, which would be another very key level. We can see if I draw a very makeshift resistance line, just to show you what that looks like. We have found support and resistance here multiple times recently in the last year, and to come up and test this again is definitely possible. You might want to put a trade on for that. It's up to you. If I was going to give you a trade for this video, I would say put a buy order at 0.268 for Cardano, and then I would put in a sell at maybe 29 cents, and that would give you a comfortable 8% move. Remember, always put in your stop losses. I never usually say in the videos where you put your stop losses, but always put in a stop loss, you know, maybe put it at the 26 cent mark, just so that if the price comes back down below, you're not losing huge amounts if it comes back to test this support again. So yeah, that kind of just about does it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below where you think ADA is going. Are you holding at the moment? Are you trading? Or are you selling? Let me know, please. Thanks again for watching. Take care and peace.